The rules have changed for credit scores in 2025. Here's what really affects your credit score. All right, fam, listen up. We gotta have a real conversation today because a lot of people out here are doing everything right with their credit. They pay their bills on time. They try to keep their balances low. They even download those free credit apps thinking they're being responsible. But somehow, their score never moves. They're stuck in that 620 to 650 range year after year wondering, yo, what's going on? So let me tell you what's going on. You've been lied to. Because there are three major credit myths that banks, bureaus, and even social media gurus keep spreading. And if you believe even one of these, you're keeping yourself broke. So today, I'm about to break all three myths down one by one and show you exactly how to flip them to your advantage in 2025. But real quick though, make sure to comment, I'm done with the myths if you're ready to stop playing defense and start dominating the credit game. So let's go ahead and jump into myth number one. Carrying a balance helps your score. All right, fam. First up, this one drives me crazy. You probably heard people say you need to carry a small balance on your credit card so it shows activity. Fam, that's one of the biggest lies in the game. Here's how your credit score actually works. 30% of your score, that is almost a third, comes from credit utilization. That means how much of your available credit you're using. And what I mean by that is the balances that actually report from only your credit cards. Let me repeat that. Your balances that report only from your credit cards. Now think about it. If you have a $1,000 limit and you're carrying a $200 balance, that's 20% utilization. Sounds low, right? But guess what? That's still costing you points. New FICO algorithms of 2025, they love to see it under 7% utilization. The sweet spot is 1 to 6%. So if you got the same $1,000 card, that means your statement balance should be under $70 before your due date hits. Or before your statement closing date hits, you need to pay your credit card in full or as low as you can 3 days before your statement closing date hits. So let's say that again, pay your card before the statement closes, not just before the due date. That's how the credit bureaus see your low balance instead of the full charge. And don't fall for the myth that paying in full looks suspicious. Nah, it looks responsible. It looks like control. When I teach this to my clients, we call it the balance trap because that little $50 balance you're told to carry is quietly draining your score every single month. Now, I want you to drop your current utilization in the comments. I want to see who's under that 7% club and who's still fighting the balance trap. Be honest, fam. No shame, because we're going to fix this together. All right, on to myth number two. Checking your credit score hurts you. And this one has people scared for years. I don't know how many times I heard it. I don't want to check my credit. Mike, it'll make it drop. Fam, who told you that nonsense? There are two types of inquiries, soft pulls and hard pulls. Soft pulls happen when you check your credit or when you're pre-approved for an offer and it clearly says no hard inquiry, and they do not hurt your credit score. They don't even show up to lenders. Hard pulls happen when you apply for something, a credit card, a car loan, a mortgage. Those can temporarily drop your score 3 to 5 points at maximum. So when I hear people say, no, my score dropped over 100 points, like, bro, no, it did not. It is virtually impossible for your credit score to drop that much after a hard inquiry. But even then, after 12 months, they just fade away and you get the scores back incrementally over time. So why do people even still believe this myth? Because the bureaus and the banks make money off of your ignorance. They want you to stay blind. If you're not checking a report, you won't notice errors, the duplicate accounts, or the fake collections that keep you in credit jail. In 2025, the new AI-based reporting systems are making more mistakes than ever. That's why it's your job to monitor not just the big 3 bureaus, but all 12 reporting agencies. So those free apps that only show you Vantage scores and not your real FICO scores, those are not the ones that you want to be using. And they miss key data from Innovis, LexisNexis, SageStream, CoreLogic, all of the bureaus that actually feed your FICO. That's why I always tell people to go to disputebeast.com/Mike. Link is in the video description. It pulls everything, all 12 bureaus, one report. So don't be afraid of checking your credit. Be afraid of not knowing what's on it. That's the real problem. Fam, you gotta understand that ignorance doesn't protect your score, it kills it. So let me tell you a story. Real client, true situation. A woman came to me last year. We'll call her Ashley. She hadn't checked her credit in over 3 years because she thought it would drop her score. Yes, this really happens. People are like, what? Yes, there are people that don't understand or don't know any better. She was literally terrified to even open the report. It was wild to me. We finally pulled it. And fam, she had 2 collections that weren't even hers. I can't even make this up. Plus a credit card that's closed showing the wrong balance. Those 3 errors were costing her over 100 points. We filed the disputes, cleaned them up, and within 60 days, she went from a 580 to a 703. All because she simply finally faced the fear. And that's why I say credit isn't just about numbers, it's about confidence. When you take control, the system loses power over you. So next time someone says, don't check your credit, just laugh, okay? Because that's what I do. Tell them, Mike said fear keeps you broke. Because it does. Now let's talk about myth number 3. Closing accounts helps you start fresh. And this one hurts people every single day. You probably heard it. If you close those old credit cards, it'll clean you up. That's false. Straight up false. I cannot stress this enough to you. Because here's what really happens. When you close an old account, you shorten your average age of credit. And age makes up about 15% of your credit score. It's like cutting the oldest chapter of your story. The lenders don't see a clean slate. They see less history, which means less trust. So here's the secret. Old accounts with good payment history are gold. If you never use them, keep them open. Set one small auto payment, like your Netflix or Apple Music, to hit that card every couple of months. Then pay it off immediately, pay the balance, to have the auto pay paid off in full every single month so you don't have to worry about it. That keeps the account active, your utilization low, and your age strong. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Brandon. Brandon's credit score went up 185 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. And Ashley's credit score went up 218 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. But let's not forget about Julio. Julio's credit score went up 266 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast link is going to be pinned at the very top of the comments and in the video description for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Now, the only time I tell people to close a card is if it's got a high annual fee that you can't justify, you keep missing payments, or it's with a toxic lender who refuses to fix errors, because there are plenty of those, like Credit Ones, First Premiers, Open Skies. I mean, I can keep going on and on if you want me to. But if it's positive history, keep it alive. Think of your credit history like an old friend. You don't ghost the one that's been there since day one, do you? Also understand this, people mess up and you might dispute something wrong and it might get the entire account deleted. I've seen it, I don't know how many times. So understand your score will start to rebound within 6 months, at the maximum 12 months. Your score should be back up to where it used to be. But if you're someone that deleted an account that has a lot of age to it, you literally just ripped away all of that positive payment history, and it's gonna take longer for your credit score to build back up. So when I hear people talking about late payments, they go and tell people, oh, just delete the whole account. No, if you only got 1, maybe 3 late payments on an account that's 6 years old, why would you delete all of that positive payment history? That alone tells me you're an amateur and you have no business giving anybody any type of advice about credit. All right, it's bonus myth time, because I see one that's killing people every single day. People think that paying off an old collection automatically raises your score. Nope, it actually does not. Because when you pay it, that collector updates the account with a new last date of activity. That can actually make it look newer and hurt your score short-term and long-term, because it goes from being on your credit report for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 6 years to refreshing it for another 7 years. So what do you do instead? Negotiate a pay for delete and get it in writing before you ever pay anybody. Because if they don't delete it, dispute the accuracy under the FCRA and FDCPA. Never pay just to feel good. Pay for results. This is a leverage game, not a guilt game. All right, fam, so we just killed 4 of the biggest lies in credit. Now let's talk about the truth formula. Here's your 90-day rebuild challenge. Bust out your pen and paper, pull out your notes on your phone so you can write this down. Keep your utilization under 7%. Check your credit monthly on all bureaus. You can do that weekly also at annualcreditreport.com. Keep old cards open and active. Only dispute negative items, and you want to add 1 to 2 new positive trade lines like rent reporting, secured cards, or self-lenders. I'm not talking about self the company, I'm talking about self-lenders like your credit union. They're what we call like pledge loans and actual secured loans, in case you're wondering, okay? Now, do that for 90 days straight and watch what happens. Your score will move, your confidence will rise, and your financial options will explode. If you're taking the 90-day challenge, I want you to type wealth credit in the comments. Let's flood YouTube with proof that we're building generational wealth, not just chasing numbers. Last part's the most important. Fam, I need you to hear me. Credit isn't just about borrowing, it's about buying freedom. Stop believing myths that keep you broke. Stop listening to the gurus who never show receipts. And start learning the rules, the ones they don't teach you in school. If you got value from this, make sure to smash that like button and share this with someone who needs to wake up financially. And remember, fam, stay focused, stay fearless, and stay credit savage. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's going to show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, give you the FICO scores that lenders see, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.